Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to download and install our free header and footer for Divi's Tennis Club layout pack. These are the results of what we're going to be doing today. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing you need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. What you want to do is to download and install it. So you want to come over here and click on Get It for Free Today, and then click on Download the Files. Now, I've already gone ahead and downloaded the files, so I'm just going to show you where the folder is. So once you've downloaded it, the next thing you want to do is to unzip this folder, okay? You want to unzip it. So once you have unzipped it, let me just show you what that looks like. So over here on my desktop, this is the unzipped folder. You want to double click into this, and you're going to get a single file with a .json extension. Great. So I'm just going to drag this over to my other screen so we can work on our site. So right now, before I show you what it looks like after installing this template, this is the header. You can see it's very plain. And when I scroll all the way down to the bottom, this is the footer we get by default. So what we want to do is to add this tennis club footer and header. So to achieve that, you want to scroll all the way down here to Divi. Click on Theme Builder, and then remember that file that we unzipped is right here. What you need to do next is to install this file, okay? So I'm going to click here on Portability. Next, we want to bring this file here and click on Import. Oops, that one has disappeared. Okay, there we go. So there's two ways to import this. You can either click here where it says No File Selected, and this will open up your folders, or you can just drag and drop it like that. I prefer to just drag and drop it, and make sure you're on the right tab, and then click on Import Theme Builder Templates. Okay, great. So our header and footer has been installed here, and this is global. That means every single page on our website is going to have this header design and this footer design. So now I'm going to hit Save Changes. Next, I want to come over here now and see what it looks like. Now remember, this is how our footer looks like, and this is how the header looks like. So I'm going to refresh this page so we can see the design. And there we go. So now we have social media icons here at the top. We have our Start Now button here. And you can see that the layout here has changed. Now, when I scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can also see that our footer now has changed. So the next step now is to show you how you can go in and customize this to match your tennis club colors. So let's go ahead and do that. So back over here in our theme builder, we're going to click here on this little pencil icon to go into the header. So this is going to allow us to make some adjustments and settings to it. Okay, so now that this is open, we can start off with this first one here. So we're going to go into our section settings, go into the background, and you see this black color here. This can be controlled here. So if I click a different color, you can see it's updating. So you can actually choose whatever color that matches with your tennis club colors. Okay, so that's where you do it. I'm going to close out of here. Next, let's take a look here at these social media icons. So right now, I don't have access to this. So the quickest way to do this is by coming over here to Expand Settings. Click on this little icon here. This is our layers. And I can now go into all those areas I can't reach. So I'm going to come over here, go into my row, and this is going to be my first row. So I'm going to go into my first row, and these are my social media icons right there. Another way of doing this is by activating grid mode. So by activating grid mode, it just shows you where everything is. So in this case, you can see here that all our elements are ready to click. But personally, I just prefer using the layers because that way it is quite easy to use. But you can also use this because as I hover over this, you can see that in click mode, I can really go in here and then go into the item I need to click. But anyway, let's head over here to our layers. Right, so as I mentioned, with our layers, you can just go into the specific one, which is our social media icons here. And now I'm in my social media icons. So to customize these, or first of all, the most important thing is to make sure you add your links. So I'm going to come here to the Facebook one, and this is where you need to add your link to your Facebook page. Okay, once you're happy with that, just save. Move on to the next one. Do the same for Twitter. Click here on link. add your link over here and continue until you've added all your links. Now, once you're happy with that, you can just save. Now, there's also another way to go in and customize this, and that is to go into the actual settings of the design. So if we come over here to the icon, we see that we have our icon color. So you can change the icon color. You can see the F there has changed. So as I go through this, it is changing, right? So you can change it right there. And you can also further customize this if you wanted to. So let's come over here to our border. And this is where we get our border from. So you can just increase it. You can get rid of it totally. It's up to you how you want to design this, but I'm going to leave everything as it is. The option is there for you. All right, so let's move on here to this button right here. So this button here can be customized by going into your settings here for your button. And like I say, the most important thing is to add your Start Now page over here on the button URL. It's very important you do it here. Once you've done that, if you want to customize the button itself, click on Design, Button, and then this is where you start customizing everything. So you can first start with your text color. So right now it's set to black, but you can change it to whatever color you want. So let's say you want to go with this. Now it's updating, as you can see over here. Okay, so what you could do next is customizing the background. So over here, our background here is this yellow. You can change the background color as well. So you can keep flipping back and forth here until you're happy with the color of your button. Now for the background here, we also have a hover, which is black. You can also change that hover color to something different. So for example, if we have it like that, you can see now my hover has changed, and that is achieved by just clicking here on this hover tab. All right, great. So I'm not going to do any changes to that, but of course you can see how you can go in and customize that. All right, so I'm going to close out of here. Next, let's take a look here at the menu. So for the menu, in fact, let me switch back over here. Right, so for the menu, it can be customized by coming over here. So let's start with the background color. So our section settings, you go to the background. So this is our background color. And again, you can change this background color by clicking over here, and you can see it's updating. So if you have your color palettes all set, this is where you go in and change your background color. Okay, moving on. Next, let's take a look here at our menu settings. So let's start here with the logo. So this is where the logo is. If you want to change this to your own logo, you can just click on the actual logo, and you can then search and find the logo that you need. So if it's not on your computer, just click on Upload Files and upload it from your computer and save it. Okay, so that's the logo. Next, let's take a look here at the design, because here is where you can go in and customize these links. So let's start with the layout. So here we can have it left aligned, we can have it centered. So these are just the different ways you can have your logo shown or styled. Here we have an inline. So you can just choose whichever way you like to go with. Anyway, so that's the layout. The menu text now. This is the font we're using, but if you want to change your font to something else, like for example, a PT serif, you can change it here and you can see that it's been updated. And you can also play around with the colors here and change your active link color and also your color. And as you can see, as I'm clicking throughout here, the color here is updating. So that's where you change your colors and also your fonts. All right, great. So that's all we have here for the header area. So once you're happy with that, just save. But in my case, I'm just going to close out of here and discard. So that is how you can go in and update the header. Next, let's take a look here at the footer. So here on the footer, it's similar to how we went in and customized the header. You just have to go to each and every module and make updates to it. Okay, so first things first, let's go into our background here. So I'm going to go into background. So again, this is our background color. And as I click here, you can see that this is updating. Okay, so that's where you'd go and update your background color. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at our rows. So for our row, I'm going to come over here and go into my first column. So in my first column here, you can go and this is where we have this background color right here. So if I change that, you can see it is updating. Okay, so that's where we go in and change the background color for this part of the site. I'm going to close out of that. And the next step now is to go into our social media icons. Now, this is similar to what I showed you on the header. You just have to go into each and every one of these and add your link. So let me just do this one more time in case you've forgotten. So I'm going to go in here, go into the link, and this is where you'd paste your link. If you want to change the design of the button itself, you can just click on design and then go to icon. You can change your colors here like that. Okay. And you want to do that to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure it's all linking to the right places. Right, so this part here is very important, the email opt-in. So if you don't set this correctly, you will not be able to get your subscribers signing up to the correct mailing list. So what we need to do here is once you open email opt-in settings, you want to make sure that you come all the way down here to email account. So in order for this to work, you need an email service provider like MailChimp, Fluent CRM, ActiveCampaign, and so on. So once you set it all up, you need to create a list on your service provider dashboard. Once you create your list, then you need to map it over here. So once you've chosen the service provider, in this case, we've got MailChimp, but there's quite a few to choose from. Divi integrates very well with all these other services. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to click here on the list. If it's not showing, you click here where it says fetch list. And then once you click add, it's probably going to ask you for an API key in order for your website to then connect to your email service provider. Now, once that connection is made, when someone adds their email address here, they'll be added onto the mailing list on the email service provider database. That way, when you need to send emails out, you can always go in and send all your emails. Okay. Next, we also have the success action. So this here is what happens when someone clicks on subscribe after entering the email address. So you can add a message here that just says success, or you can create a specific page. It could be a thank you page. And if you want to set up the thank you page, you want to come over here and set it here. So you click here on redirect to custom URL and paste the page here. Okay. That is very important. So I would prefer to have a specific page with a specific message. Okay. So that is how you set it up. Now, let's say you want to change the colors of the button. So what you do is you come over here to the design tab, you go to button, and you can see right away, this is our background color. So you can change it right there. If you want to change the font color, you can change it here. There we go. So it is very quick. You can just go in and change that quickly. Okay, so I'm going to close out of here. Next, we have these text boxes. So all you have to do for all these text boxes I'm going to show you is to just click on this gear icon, and it opens up the text settings, and this is where you would go in and update your text. So in this case, let's say I just want to add Mac. You can see Mac at divitennis.com has been updated. So all these are links. They're all text. It's like, for example, this one here, it's all text. So you want to go in and update your text over here. Make sure it's linking to the right place. And also you specify your links. All right. So pretty much I've covered everything here. We've covered the background, how to update the text, and also how to link your social media buttons and also your email opt-in. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.